Hello and welcome. My name is Rex Jones II. This video is an introduction to the actions class in Selenium. We are going to start with the difference between action without an S and actions with an S. Both are part of Selenium interactions package. Action is an interface representing one user interaction. It only has one method, and that method is perform. The actions class has a lot of methods, like build, drag and drop by, key down, key up, move to element, and it also has perform. This perform is different from the perform in the action interface. The description states a convenience method for performing the actions without calling build first. The purpose of build is to collect a sequence of actions and store all of those actions into one action. That's why the description states generate a composite action containing all actions. Let's walk through an example to help us see the difference between Selenium's action interface and actions class. We're going to enter all capital letters into the search box. Inspect the search box, and we see Q as the value for name. Now let's go to Eclipse. In this method, we are going to enter the actions class and action interface. Find the elements by writing web element search box equal driver dot find element by name. Instantiate the actions class and ACT as the object equal new actions. We need the driver in parentheses to instantiate the class. Next, we write the sequence of actions to make all capital letters. Capital letters are created when we press down the caps lock key or press down the shift key. Let's press down the shift key by writing ACT dot key down. The web element is search box. Then keys dot shift. The next action is to enter text into the search box. ACT dot send keys. We can select any one of the send keys methods. Let's select the one with web element, search box, and the sequence is with build. It does not matter if we send the keys with lowercase, mixed case, or uppercase. We key down the shift key. Now we key up the shift key. ACT dot key up. Search box. Keys dot shift. Now generate a composite of all three actions by building the actions. ACT dot build. And assign it to action interface. This is how we include the action interface. The last step is to perform all of these actions by writing action dot perform. Let's run. with build in all caps. Recall perform in the actions class said perform actions without calling build first. Now let's execute these same actions without calling the build method. Copy and paste. Add S to action and change with to without. We don't need the build method because perform in the actions class will automatically build the actions and perform the actions. Therefore, we write ACT dot perform. Now we have two perform methods, but the one from the action interface is no longer necessary. Let's remove the build and perform methods. There is one more concept. All of these actions can be combined into one statement line. ACT dot key down, search box, keys dot shift, dot send keys. This time we're not going to use search box as the target. Works 2 dot key up, search box, keys dot shift dot perform. Let's run. With build, without build works too. Pass. Thanks for watching the introduction to Selenium's Actions class. What is the difference between Selenium Action Interface and Actions class? Next, we're going to drag and drop a target. In this video, we are going to drag this element to this drop here element using Selenium's Actions class. Inspect both elements, right-click the first web element, and we see draggable as the value for ID. Right-click the second element, and the value for ID is droppable. Let's go to Eclipse. We have our setup and teardown methods. The test method is drag and drop target. Start by loading the application driver.get URL. There are two web elements. First is web element source equal driver.find element by ID. The value for ID is draggable. Next is the target. Web element target equal driver.find elements by ID. The value for ID is droppable. Import web elements. Did you notice that both web elements were located inside an iframe? Close the DOM and right-click again. View frame source is an indicator that the web elements are within a frame. Recall from the switch to frame videos 29 through 32, we must switch to the frame before performing a command on the web element. If not, we will get an exception while executing our test script. Let's write 2/ iframe. And we see there is only one iframe on this web page. As a result, we can use the index to locate the only iframe. Go back to Eclipse and add our switch statement. Driver dot switch to frame index 0. Now we implement the actions class with act as the object reference. New actions. Driver in the parentheses. Import the actions class. Object reference act dot drag and drop. Here we go. The drag and drop methods. Look at the description. A convenience method that performs click and hold at the location of the source element, moves to the location of the target element, then releases the mouse. The parameters are source and the target. Next, we perform the action by writing perform. Let's run. That's it for dragging, then dropping a target. In this video, we are going to automate dragging this slider to the left and right using Selenium's actions class. Also gets the value. The application is range slider. Before we test, let's load the AUT driver.get URL. Start by writing our web elements, web element slider, web element output. Now let's find the element. Inspect the slider and write 2 div, 2 brackets, at ID equal 2 single quotes, JS range slider -0, 1 div bracket 2, bingo. Copy the value, go back to Eclipse, equal driver dot find elements by XPath, paste the value. Driver dot find elements by inspect the output, and the value is JS output by ID JS output. Next, we add the actions class. With object reference act equal new actions class driver. Act, our method is drag and drop by. Let's look at the syntax. In the previous session, we used drag and drop to move the source to the target. In this session, we're going to move the source using the X offset. The description states a convenience method that performs click and hold at the location of the source element, moves by given offset, then releases the mouse. From the parameters section, we see X and Y are the offsets. X moves horizontally, which is left and right, while Y moves vertically up and down. The source is slider, and let's move the slider left by making X -100. Y offset is 0. Finally, we perform the action by selecting perform. Let's print the output so we can see the value in the console sys out what is the output after dragging left. Output dot get text. Let's run. The console shows 110 after dragging slider left. I'm going to copy and paste the code for moving the slider left. Our method will drag the slider right. So I'm going to change left to right for the method name and the print statement. Then change -100 to +100. Let's run. Now the console shows 110 after dragging the slider left and 490 after dragging the slider to the right. Next, we will automate dragging a slider up and down. Hello and welcome. My name is Rex Jones II. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to automate clicking the left mouse button. We see this AUT, application under test, has a button called Left Click Me. If I click the button, a list of items show up. Our test script will left click the button and get the items. Let's go ahead and inspect the button. There's a span tag and a class attributes with a few values. We are going to use the last class name, btn-neutral. Then write span dot btn-neutral. Copy. Now let's go to Eclipse. The setup method already has our AUT loaded. Next, we find the web element by writing web element button equal driver dot find element by CSS selector. Paste. This is where the actions class begin. Actions and ACT as the object reference equals new actions driver. Now we left click the button ACT dot CLICK and select the method that contains web element target. Our web element target is button. Then perform the action. Next, we find the list of items. After clicking the button, let's move the dock. Inspect the list. There's a span tag. Find the element by using CSS starting with the parent list item tag. li space span. And we see 6 results. The 6 results are for edit, cut, Copy, paste, delete, and quit. Now go back to Eclipse and write our script. Driver dot find elements with an S by CSS selector. li space span. Then assign the list of web elements to web elements equal. Import the list. I plan to create a video explaining the difference between find element and find elements. The last step is to print all of the items. We will use Java's enhanced for loop to iterate each element. For control space, change web element to element. I have a highlighter method in my utility package that will highlight each item. I'll make sure you have access to download the highlighter method. Highlighter dot highlight element, driver element. Then print each element. Sysout tab element dot get text. Let's also print a note before starting the enhanced for loop. Sysout web elements after left click. Now run. We see each item after left clicking the button. That's it, and thank you for watching how to use Selenium's Actions class to left click a button. In this video, we are going to automate dragging this slider up and down using the Selenium's Actions class. We will use the range sliders application. Inspect the slider. It has a span tag with the class attribute. This time, I'm going to use CSS and not XPath. Write span dot range hyphen slider hyphen handle. And there are 11 results. Let's bypass the parent element and use the grandparent. div dot small hyphen 3 space. I created another video called Ancestor Child Relationship that explains this CSS value. Copy the value, go to Eclipse. Our test will drag the slider down. At test public void drag slider down. Web element slider equal driver dot find element by CSS selector. Paste the value. We are going to get the value after dragging the slider, so let's inspect 50. The value for ID is slider output 2. Web element value equal driver dot find element by ID. Paste the value. Actions act equal new actions. driver. Act dot drag and drop by. Move the source, which is the slider, using the X offset or the Y offset. We are going to use the Y offset. Slider is the source. X offset, 0. Y offset, 34. Dot perform. Let's also print the value. Sysout, what is the value after dragging the slider down? Value dot get text. Load the AUT. Driver dot get. Now let's run. We see the console shows the new value 32. Copy and paste the code for drag slider down. Change down to up. And make 34 negative. Run again. The console shows 32 for down and 70 for up. That's it, and thank you for watching how to drag a slider vertically. Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to automate moving the mouse to hover over a web element. Selenium's action class will help us move the mouse, then perform an action. The test script will hover Hello Sign In, Account and List. Select your account, then get the page title. Inspect the element. And we see nav link account list as the ID value. Copy the value. Go to Eclipse. Load the AUT driver.get https://www.amazon.com. Next, we find the element, web element, menu, sign in, equal driver.findElement by ID. Paste the value. Actions class, ACT, equal new actions. Driver. Import the classes. ACT dot. Then we move it to the elements by selecting Move to Element. Which element? Menu, sign in, then perform. Go back to Amazon and inspect your account. Let's find this value using XPath text function. 2// span brackets text parenthesis equal your account. Bingo. Copy the value. Go back to Eclipse. Driver dot find elements by XPath. paste the value, dot, click. The last statement will get and print the page title. Sys out. Title equal driver dot get title. Let's run. The title is your account. That's it, and thank you for watching how to automate moving the mouse over an element. Hello and welcome. My name is Rex Jones II. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to automate clicking the right mouse button using Selenium's Actions class. It's the same test script as the previous video, left mouse click. We click the button and get the list of items. However, left click and right click use different methods. Inspect the button, and we see the same span tag, class attributes, and class values as left click. This time, let's use a different value to find the element. How about the class name BTN? Copy the URL and go to Eclipse and load the AUT. Driver.get. Find the button. Driver.find element by class name BTN, and assign the web element to button. Import the web element, actions class, ACT as object reference equal new actions. Driver in parentheses. Import actions. Next, we right click the button by writing ACT dot context click. There are two methods, but we will select web element target. The target is button dot perform. Next is to find the list of items and print each item. I'm going to copy and paste from the left click class, then change left to right. Let's run. All of the items, edit, cut, copy, paste, delete, and quit, showed up after right-clicking the button. That's it, and thank you for watching how to use Selenium's Actions class to right-click a button. Hello and welcome. My name is Rex Jones II. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, click the subscribe button, then bell icon for each video notification. Also, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. In this video, we are going to automate double clicking a box using Selenium's Actions class. jQuery is the AUT. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of this AUT, and we see this blue box. The test script will get the color of the box, double click the box, then get the new color of the box. Inspect, and we see view frame source. Shows us the box is located in an iframe. First, let's find the iframe by writing 2 slashes iframe. This application only has one frame. That makes it easy for us. Go to Eclipse, and the first thing we do is scroll to the bottom of the page using JavaScript Executor. Now let's switch to the frame. Driver dot switch to frame. It's best to switch to a frame using web elements, name, or ID. But we only have one frame, so let's use index 0. You can watch videos 29 through 32 to learn more about frame. After switching to the frame, we find the box. But let's first import JavaScript Executor. Go back and inspect the box. Within the iframe element, we can find the box using a direct relationship between the parent and the child. Body is the parent and div is the child. Therefore, we write body angle bracket div. There are 4 results, but 3 of the results are outside the iframe. Let's search, search, search. 4 of 4 contains our element. Let me show you how to get the color since we are inspecting the box. Select the Computer tab. Do you see how the background color is yellow? We will use background color as a parameter for the getCSSValue Selenium method. The method will return the computed value, which is 255, 255, 0. Watch how the color changes after reloading the page and inspecting the box. It changed back to blue, and we see RGB updated to 00255. Back to Eclipse, find the box, web element box equal driver dot find elements by CSS selector body angle bracket div. Now print the color. Sys out color B4 box dot get CSS value. We see the description shows color values should be returned as RGBA strings. RGBA stands for red, green, blue, alpha. It's a 4-channel color model. The parameter property name is background color, surrounded by double quotes. Now we double click by instantiating the actions class. ACT equal new actions. Driver. ACT dot double click. And the web element target is box. Then we perform the action. The last step is to print the color after double clicking the box. Copy and paste, then change before to after. Let's run. We see the colors are different before and after double clicking the box. That's it, and thank you for watching how to double click a web element using Selenium's Actions class.
Books available in paperback, ebook, and PDF. All Part 1 ebooks and PDF documents are free. Programming books for UFT. Programming books for Java. Here's the Selenium automation book. And TestNG. Subscribe to get notification of future videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.